Okay, so I was just telling you about the business and what was going on with that business. Um, it's important to learn how to market a product, advertise, and to fill a need. You can, if you live in the hood, if you're from the hood, you can start a driving school business. You want to try to start it in an area of the world where they have the graduated licensing program because it's a good program and it does produce safer drivers. And you want to do it where there's not a monopoly overseeing your industry. And you don't want to do it in a world where you start another company and you want, you know, girls often like to help people, make money, and because money is what funds the things that you need and want in life, right? And when you're trying to do that, um, if helping is a really part of something that you like to do, is a part of you, it's important when you go into a business that you're able to help people, not just make money, because you won't be able to endure what, you know, like you, the essence, that essence of you has to come through you in business in order for me to remain in the business. And you know, for example, in the driving school business, I couldn't just, with everything they were doing to scare the hell out of me, to not sue them and not put light on the fact that, emergency maneuvers. They were very close to this big company that focused on teaching people emergency maneuvers. It was like a focused effort, right? We teach them how to do these emergency maneuvers. They're showing higher crash rates, and the insurance company makes a lot of money. And so the unsuspecting parents, think that this company is because they're so big that they, no, it's just money funding this. It's funding this effort. And I'm not sure why the insurance, injury injury traffic foundation doesn't do more to bring light to this. Maybe it's out of fear, and I wouldn't blame them because it is. These are scary people. These are criminals. But there is hell here on earth, and there is hell for them. They There's hell after earth. I believe that. And I believe that karma just takes time and certain circumstances when you say things and tell, eventually light gets shed on the situation and things get better if you don't stay in the fear of it. If something happens to me, I'm going to go to heaven and I'm going to be up there with my wings and I'm going to be with my family and my pets that have preceded me. And, I'm not afraid to die to try to put some light on these situations. But you have to get measures in place if you are going to say something. You get a video camera on it. You make sure that you get some evidence and you get out of the way of it, and you're smart about it. You have to outsmart them, and know that God will help you. God helped me. I'm still standing, and so I just hope that you take responsibility for your life. Don't succumb to abuse. Don't succumb to the. Don't be at an effect to what they want you to do. Like as far as being silent, fear, and stunned. You maybe ask yourself, do I have a lot of knowledge? Do I know everything I need to know to make money? Do I need to, you know, am I happy? Am I in a good place? Do I live where I want to live? It's important to dream. It's important to get many dreams. I want to feel this. I want to do this. It could be as simple as, you know, I wanted to have this show and name it Chicken and Biscuits because I don't think that would be such a draw for, they think they're above chicken and biscuits. They don't realize that having some chicken and biscuits on a Sunday is a great day. It's a great Sunday. After you go to church, you go get yourself some chicken and biscuits. You go by the swimming pool and you just relax and you start a show and start helping people. See, when you help people, it activates the force. There's different forces in this world, right? There's not just gravity. God's the strongest force. There's what happens when you give force, right? There's jealousy force, drama force. Um, there's different levels of evil force. Um, there's good. There's the force of prayer, and now there's a force of the knowledge on the internet. That really is a force. It could really bring you to such heights in your life, to where you're at peace. You have peace and quiet. Because one thing criminals don't have is peace and quiet in their mind. They know that any time the police could be knocking at the door and come and drag them off to jail, where they have to, you know, be with all those criminals, the racket in there, just driving them mad on a daily basis. And they just never know when somebody's gonna kill them for all the rotten things that they've done, right? And some other criminal that they know. The criminals don't think that other criminals will do anything to them. It's you got a bunch of stupid people, and that's what I mean. You gotta watch out for stupid people. Stupid people that have nothing to lose are some of the scariest people. You gotta watch out. But it doesn't mean that you can't get them off the streets. If somebody hurts you and harms you, just file a complaint. Say something. You don't even need to say it in that moment to them that you're going to do that. But in time, that's how you get through this life, is when you vent, when you make a complaint, you file a complaint. When you stand up for yourself. They don't expect it coming. On my second business, when that lawyer started stalking me and coming after me, didn't want me to facilitate uncontested divorce. Like, the forms people print offline, and you facilitate it. Most places you could find a free clinic that the government offers in the city, and then you have and that pisses them off when I say that, and I'm really okay with that. And that's what really makes them mad, because they're like, ooh, we're the Law Society. It's like, yeah, I'm not really into titles, but, thanks for coming out on that. And the judge talked about me getting shot in the head as he filed an injunction against my business for helping. People are getting hurt. People can't afford thousands of dollars. So there is a police file open on a BC Supreme Court judge. Can you imagine that? That's probably the first time in history that that's happened, but it's happened. And I have the police file. And this police file opened on the Law Society. So things are getting better. There is light. And the police know about it. The police are scared. They don't want to lose their jobs because the big, bad, corrupt guys running the system. But they don't scare me, as much as not doing something scares me. Like, it's chilling what they do, but I have to be stronger than that. Because, when you're trying to do right by God and thank Him for everything that He's done for you in your life, and you want things to get better, then you stand up to these guys and you inflict trouble. I suspect they have an audit coming down the path, because this lawyer, if you volunteer, I have the paperwork to show that they said he volunteers at this Law Society. Well, how do you make your money? How do you have all this time to stalk me? It just logically doesn't make sense from a financial standpoint. So, I suspect that CRA is very powerful. CRA is the government entity that can audit judges and lawyers and politicians. And they can get in there and dig and dig and dig and see what's going on, and hopefully even lay criminal charges. Bring in the police and say, okay, this is criminal activity. It's funded. It's corruption, right? It's organized crime is what it is. That's exactly what it is. There's organized crime in the system in Canada, period. And it's funded by hard-working taxpayers. And that should outrage people enough to start inflicting trouble. You don't have to be violent to do it. It's not about violence. It's about shedding light. Get your cameras out. Go down, see what's going on in the courtrooms. How are they, with so many lawyers, how are they making all this money? Because how often do you go to a lawyer? I mean, I go to McDonald's more than I go to a lawyer, right? Yeah, I hear you laughing. Yeah, I know you do. You have to lose weight. Whatever. I've lost 28 pounds. Well, thank you very much. Since last Christmas. Um, when you see somebody with a lot of weight on them, sometimes that's a lot of weight that the world's, and they just use food. So don't be so quick to judge, because I'm sure that you have your own issues. You use something to give yourself some comfort. Some people it's food, some people cigarettes. I quit smoking, so I get credit for that. I quit smoking 13 years ago, and I never went back. I'm barely a social drinker. I don't do any drugs. I don't gamble. Um, yeah. And I'm sitting here trying to help people, including whoever's listening to. Even if you're a criminal, you got to accept that you're not alone in this world. That eventually you're going to get caught, you're going to get thrown in jail. Eventually you're going to come before God. So you have time to make up some of these things. And if you know other criminals that are harming people and you want to make a difference, in a smart way, get out of that world and start inflicting trouble. Get them caught, get them off the streets. You have to think about your old neighborhood, the people, the kids that are growing up there that don't know better, unsuspecting and innocent. Help. Do something to make it better. Because you can't tell me being a criminal you have this great life. You don't. You don't have peace of mind. You don't know anytime a car drives by, if that's a drive-by shooting, if that's one of your, you know, if that's a cop coming to arrest you. You just, somebody you did wrong. You just don't know if she's gonna hire somebody to do it. You just don't know these days. People are crazy, you know, and women. There is like a intentional force coming at you. I swear, if we go beyond everything, here's God, and here's, you know, and here we go. So here's God, and here's like the evil force. They're both at they're both forces in the world, and it's looking to come through us, and it's decisions that we make. It's called free will. What is it that you're going to allow to come through you? Are you going to allow that thought, that force with the thoughts of, I'm going to hurt her, I'm going to kill him, I'm going to shoot this kid, I'm going to I'm going to blow this up, or are you going to do good and enjoy your life and have peace of mind and happiness and joy? And in order to do that, you really have to be aware that there's a real force that's coming at you, that they don't want you to have that. You're going along your path in life and they come at you. And it's so many of them. And in Canada, believe me, it's a really hard place to be. There's no happy in Canada. I'm convinced there is no happy in Canada. And it's a really hard place for particularly women and kids in Canada. And they should get the hell out of there. That's exactly what I think. It's so organized. Even the media in Canada doesn't nearly cover as much harm that goes on in Canada. you know, it's very sad. But when you start to say something and get your cameras and tell on them, then things start to change. And yeah, so but I hope that you're not so unsuspecting. Don't stay in denial. Get out of the way of it. They may look like a good looking nice person, but you gotta really see what they're about and what they get off on.